right, welcome back. We've got a backup match to watch for round one. We're gonna have, it looks like Dredge versus.
So we have Dredge being piloted by Kenneth Trong, being played against Izzet Breach, being piloted by Everett Muhan, better known as Aspiring Spike.
Yeah, always excited to see what Everett brings to the tournament.
He is a big part of my modern education leading up to the event. I just watch a lot of his videos, and I get to see all the things that not only he comes up with, but everything else is kind of going on in the metagame. Always fun to have him here at the event as one of our DFW locals. Dredge, kind of right up your alley, if we're going to be honest here. Seems like the sort of thing that you would have sleeved up to come play.
Yeah, I haven't played modern Dredge in a long time. I feel like I messed around with it at the very beginning of modern, like early modern. I was more back in the bridge days.
Right. Hogak Bridge was a dark time. A dark time. Okay, so Spike is starting off with a Dragon's Rage Channeler, one of the premier one drops that you can play in modern. The Breach deck I really like because of the secondary plan of just killing them with Channeler and Ledger Shredder.
Yeah.
But you can also just Oops I Win. I'm a big fan of an Oops I Win combo inside of an otherwise normal style deck.
Bring back Twin, please.
Bring back Twin. Yeah, I'm a Twin truther at this point. Yeah. I think it's time.
Mediocre tempo deck, and also the game's over.
I was a little ready for it to happen Monday and for us to get to watch Twin this weekend.
Oh, man.
Maybe next year we'll get it. Second Channeler just lands so far in the graveyard. Passing back. Is that City of Brass I see him play for Kenneth over there? Or Mana Confluence? No, it is City.
It's City of Brass, yeah. I feel like for game one, as is most of Dredge's matchups, but especially against like just a blue-red deck, I feel like Dredge is going to be favored game one.
I feel like Dredge is favored most of the time in game one.
Yeah.
That's part of the main reason that you play Dredge. Mana Confluence is the draw for Kenneth. I'm going to play Fetch Land instead. Looking at Kenneth's hands, kind of hard to get a read on exactly what he has there.
Yeah, taking a look at his list, it doesn't look like the deck even has like any more crazy new tools. They're still on the Conflagrate plan, and obviously the chills, and
yeah, it doesn't look like it has changed much. Just Kenneth felt like the format had changed and it was time.
Yeah,
there is always a week a year that Dredge is the best deck because everybody forgot that Graveyard Hate left.
Yeah, and especially after a surprise banning right before a big event,
yeah,
could be a good choice for the weekend.
Be a good time. We're going to start with a Cathartic Reunion. This is one of the cards I think that triggered this deck's popularity originally, just because of the ability to discard and draw 3 cards. So if you can hit 3 Dredges, you're off to the races.
More like draw 15.
Yeah. Another Imp is one of the cards here, and you're going to see Kenneth start to power up the engine.
Going another 5 cards deep.
And a third. You're right, 15. The Conflagrate immediately put into the graveyard as well. Conflagrate, for those of you who don't know, has a flashback of 2 red and discard X cards, which is part of how Kenneth is going to be able to get these Sneak Imps out of his hand if they ever end up back there. Kenneth's graveyard very, very full. Spike keeping track of everything that's going on over here, making sure that he sees all the cards. Important part of playing against Dredge is that you get all of the information in game one. Even if you lose, you're going to see basically every card in their deck. You'll know what you're looking at.
So, Golgari Grave Troll, still too good?
Probably. I mean, this deck is fringe playable at best. Like maybe Grave Troll.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, like I don't know that the deck ever just gets over the top. Yeah. Maybe the deck's a little too consistent with Grave Troll.
So there was a Silver Smoke Ghoul that was put into Kenneth's graveyard. That's what was returned and is sitting in play. It's like we had multiple creeping chills happen as well.
Spike plays a bobble, gets 2 surveil triggers.
So we're currently on sorcery, artifact, land.
Now artifact.
Yep. Bobbling himself. Bobble's such a weird design. It's weird to me that they printed a draw next turn in Modern Magic. Like it was a big part of old Magic. There were counter spells that did it. There was the original Bobble. It was weird to me that they brought us that type of card.
There's also a card that was around for a long time before it actually ever saw any play. Originally in Cold Snap. Then when it did see play, it was really hard to find because nobody had a like Cold Snap uncommons lying around.
So Spike was able to power up. That must be an instant, not a sorcery that I thought. So Kenneth took 6, dropping to 16. He has 6 power in play himself at this point. Now the Narcomoeba makes 7. Spike is going to drop down to 5 here and is in pretty desperate straits. I don't think his deck is really designed to interact on any axis that matters with the Dredge deck.
Yeah.
Outside of just going for his own combo. So he has the Bobble and Graveyard, which is step 1.
Yep.
If he can find the breach, that's step 2. And then milling 2 cards every time with Surveil. It's not fully set up, but if Spike has the breach, I assume he's gonna try because he's probably, he's got a chance of going off.
So Kid's bringing back the Ox, and I assume maybe just going for try to find the kill here or something with,
you
some,
don't want to pass
some
that.
Creeping Chills.
If you can avoid it. Creeping Chill is such an interesting design card.
Yeah.
I love the design, but it's definitely weird. Looks like he's not able to find a way to finish it, and there is a breach. There's not another land.
Oh, yeah. Definitely would have had to have another land for that.
So he has a bolt. He can make sure he doesn't die next turn.
Outside of not seeing another Creeping Chill.
Yeah. Can't do anything about Creeping Chill.
Not much you can do.
So he has double removal.
Yeah.
Kenneth does chump block with the Narcomoeba on one of the 3/3s. Falls to 12, and then Spike is going to pass with Unholy Heat, fully powered up, and Lightning Bolt in hand. Kenneth's only Dredge spell looks like Dark Blast, or he wanted a Dark Blast. I think it's more likely that it was his only Dredge spell, and he has a handful of things. He also has the Conflagrate option right now. I don't know how many cards he has in hand, but
it looks like quite a few.
I think it's at least 4.
So is either gonna have to double removal spell here, you think?
Almost certainly. Oh no, he's just gonna fall to 2.
Well, he's got 2 Surveil triggers to take care of first.
True. 2 Surveil triggers. See if Kenneth wants to sacrifice the Silver Smoke Ghoul to draw a card, which would give him another shot at finding Creeping Chill. Decides not to, wants to use probably the mana for Conflagrate, if I had to guess.
Kenneth may not have any more Dredge spells in his graveyard if
Also
Dark
possible.
Blast was the last one to do. So he does opt to take out both of Kenneth's creatures.
So he does have the Conflagrate, and I think he has more than 5 cards in hand.
Yep.
Okay, they came to the same conclusion. I was over here wondering if I didn't understand how Conflagrate worked. They were just going through the motions, making sure they got there. You can see that they're going to go into sideboards. We'll have game 2 pop up in a minute. You can see the new Hunter Burton Memorial mats that they're playing on. Those are available this weekend for purchase. We have a prize wall full of all different things. You can earn prizes through all of our different side events. The prize wall has a special thing running this weekend. There's a 1-of-1 mystery bag that's being raffled off. Entry is $25 for a ticket, or $100 for 5 tickets, and there's at least $850 of Magic swag like in there, and $700+ of other merchandise and things of that nature. It's a giant deal. If you want to take a shot and send some more money towards our charitable work, that's a great way to do it over at the prize wall today. I'll be honest, I'm going to go buy a ticket.
I mean, at least one.
When we're not here.
They're also doing hourly mystery bag drops of all kinds of different things. So does he even have anything in his sideboard that would help for this matchup?
So I was looking at his sideboard while we were talking there. So he has not tons. He has Soul Guide Lantern, which I'm almost certain will be coming in here. He has Pick Your Poison, which is not really going to do anything. He has Explosives, which isn't really going to do anything. Could buy him a little time. He has Pithing Needle, which I don't know that there's real point. He has a Spell Pierce. So the three Soul Guide Lanterns are the important ones.
Spell Pierce possibly to counter one of the like two casting draw spells.
Right.
Two cost draw spells. That could be pretty good.
Yeah, stopping a Cathartic Reunion is probably good enough to bring it in. But no, most people I feel like are on Soul Guide Lantern as their graveyard 8.
Yeah.
And Soul Guide Lantern is great for all the other things it does, but it is not the best graveyard 8 you can be playing.
100%. And not for this matchup particularly, but man, how good is Pick Your Poison as a sideboard card?
Really sweet card. It does all the things that you want it to do. It's fun to see it as an addition here this weekend. It's always fun to see some of the new cards getting to see a little bit of play. Spike is surveilling, sending a Japanese card that I don't know to its graveyard.
Counterspell.
Oh, it's a counter spell. Tana Grace is telling me.
It's like it's his job to know
It's
the
his job
cards.
to know the cards. For those of you that don't know, Tannen Grace is actually here. He'll be joining us on coverage later in the day. We're happy to have him and the rest of the coverage staff here to help us with this event this year. Like there's a discussion about the order of when the surveil happened versus when the draw happens from the spell that's being played. Spike almost stole game one just by playing two channelers.
I mean, he's swinging for 6 a
And
turn.
then turning them on.
Yeah, with a handful of burn spells, but just getting stuck on 2
I
lands.
think if he had another land, he probably would have taken the Underworld Breach shot. Looks like we're having a judge discussion around something here. Might be involving one of the other judges. So while we wait, what is your favorite modern deck of all time?
Oh man, of all time?
Yeah.
Ooh, might be Splinter Twin.
The original Thopter Depths.
Yeah. Oh, was that modern?
Was that the end of Extended before Modern became a thing?
Man, I played a lot of Dark Depths without the Thopter Sword combo. I was a Dark Depths truther.
Sure.
Man, yeah. I played a lot of Urza decks. Urza was really sweet.
A lot of Urza. You played the Urza Eldrazi deck more.
Oh man, Colorless
than
Eldrazi.
anybody.
Yeah, that's probably my like winningest modern deck.
Yeah.
Especially like one season, we sent like 3 or 4 different people to the RPTQ with that deck, winning PPTQs with all the diamonds.
Looks like we sorted out the question. No changes seem to have been made. Kenneth is, I think, still responding to the spell. I don't know. Not exactly sure what he is responding here. We'll get the verification in just a second. He may just want to cast a spell while Spike is tapped out.
I do miss Endbringer.
Hmm.
That was a fun card.
Okay, so we're gonna axe the Dragon Rage Chandler a question. Lightning Axe.
Starting with Stinkweed.
Discarding Stinkweed.
Start off our turn with the Dredge.
Lightning Axe is just like Unholy Heat, but makes you discard a card.
And then it draws you 5 cards.
Free Narcomuga for Kenneth off of the Stinkweed Dredge. Stinkweed now back in hand. I believe that we've sorted it all out at this point.
Fairly underwhelming Dredge for 5.
Yes.
Got an Archamoeba. Does not have haste. Even though it's foil, it still doesn't have haste.
Foil should give things haste. City Brass. Seeing City Brass see play just gives me some nostalgia.
That's exciting,
right there.
yeah.
Remember when mana bases involved City Brass and lands?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man, how about Vivid Lands and Reflecting Pool?
Yes.
What a mana base that was.
Cruel Ultimatum. Off of only Vivid Lands.
The
and
good old
Reflecting
days.
Pools.
Sorry, kids, your grandparents are reminiscing
Sorry.
about old
This is a
standard.
blue-red creature that Kenneth cast last game as well that I don't know.
Is it not just another Narcomoeba?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing red for no reason. Yeah. Just an Archimeeba. Just kidding. So expressive iteration. Cast from Spike. Two 1/1s from Kenneth here. We're gonna dredge as we go into the next turn.
There's a prized amalgam. Two of them. And a ghoul. No way to bring them back yet.
Not yet. If Kenneth is able to dredge into a creeping chill, though, all three of those will be coming back.
Yeah, that'll put Spike into a lot of trouble. It doesn't seem like he's found any of his graveyard hate, which he doesn't have a lot. Was it only 2 lanterns in the sideboard?
3.
3? Okay.
Seems like the go-to number. Okay, so the card that is a little bit blocked by the light is Enhanced Surveillance. So it says you can look an additional 2 cards every time you surveil, and they can exile it to shuffle your graveyard into your library. So every surveil, I guess that was probably the question, was how many surveils were happening, the order.
Oh, okay.
If they
Yeah.
were separate triggers.
There was kind of a glare on that card that we couldn't see that one in play. And I'm going to be honest, I've never seen this card.
I feel like I say that a lot when so with the breach, it's obviously wild. So we have Dragon's Rage Channeler into breach, and now every spell is going to let Spike surveil 3 times, which should set the entire combo off.
Spike known for always bringing cards where people have to pick up and read them in the middle of the game.
In case it's not clear, Tom Brady and I are not modern aficionados. This is not the thing that we play all the time. You guys have probably seen this card before. We are here because this event and the Open is a passion project for us, and we are happy to be here every year. So forgive us for being surprised by cards you probably all knew. So at this point, Spike has set up the combo. He will mill his entire deck by surveilling 3 every time he replays the bauble till he runs out of cards, at which point he will play the fastest Oracle.
Yeah, already in his graveyard, ready to go.
So comboing faster than Dredge, that was the way we said probably needed to go. Kenneth's draw was pretty anemic. Didn't hit the dredges that he needed to hit to put Spike under any pressure.
Yeah, the first dredge for 5 put a couple Narcomoebas into play, and then the second dredge for 5 were all the creatures that would have came back with Narcomoeba coming into play. So it's kind of out of order, but I don't think it would have been fast enough this game anyway.
Agreed.
All right, looks like Izzet's explaining how he's going to finish up the game. Kenneth agrees.
There we go. We'll be going on to game 3. It's sometimes fun to play Magic where you just ignore each other and just try to do your thing as fast as possible.
I like playing like that. Yeah. Man, it kind of reminds me of the like blue-red grinding breach deck, which I guess you just don't need all of those different bells and whistles when you just have this surveil enchantment.
Yeah, the surveil enchantment and a Dragon's Rage Channeler, and there you go, 3 cards every time. No extra setup required. Fun to see Spike take that one down. Fun to see a card that I obviously know existed but didn't expect to see being played here in Modern. But it makes a lot of sense. It makes the deck really hum. Excited to see the next game. I think it really, like, the breach deck can't go off too quickly. You know, it's maybe a turn 4.
Takes a little more
5.
setup.
The dredge deck can hit just an absolute nuts draw and kill you on turn 3 or turn 4 if they're, super duper lucky.
Kind of reminds me of like a Splinter Twin-S deck. Like you have early aggression, you have tempo, and then you just have a combo finish. If you need it, you don't always have to take that line.
Yeah, that's my preferred way to play Magic. I want to play a normal game and then kill you out of nowhere. Looks like we are ready for our third and final match. Final game.
Kenneth have anything where he could interact to stop Izzet's combo, or is he just still going to be all in?
So he brought in the lightning axes, obviously, to buy himself more time. He has Portable Hole. He has Leyline of Sanctity, which won't stop this, but is an interesting one. He has Gemstone Caverns for, I guess, the games that he's not on the play.
Yep, love that. Love that.
He does have Thoughtseize and Wear and Tear.
Okay.
So after seeing the combo and understanding it, I wouldn't be surprised if he got wear and tear in so that he could get rid of the enchantment to make it harder.
I think it's worth it. Yeah. Because
Uh,
overall, you're going to be a faster deck on Dredge unless the combo finish happens. So why not bring in something to interrupt that?
You also almost always have to expect to see an artifact or an enchantment as the hate your opponent brought in against your graveyard deck. So
Yep. Kind of starts us off with a Tome Scour.
Tome Scour that hit a dredger immediately, I think. Yeah,
Get hit a Creeping Chill, and it's going to put the zombie back into play.
that's
A pretty
the
good
opener
start.
you want.
It's a good turn one.
Lightning Helix and a three power creature in play on turn one.
Oof, and Spike just on Island Go.
Yeah, no first turn channeler this game to put Kenneth under pressure.
See if you maybe have a Spell Pierce if Kenneth goes for like a turn 2 Cathartic Reunion.
I see a Consider, Shredder. Looks like he probably kept on the back of the Consider in the
Another
Ledger
Tome
Shredder.
Scour does have the Spell Pierce.
He probably needed that. I think he may have just died on turn
yeah,
3 or
100%.
4 if he didn't have the
Yikes.
Spell Pierce.
Still looking a little dicey for Evert.
Got the Thassa's Oracle. Did find the land.
Kenneth doesn't have any Dredges in the yard yet, but still going to be swinging away for 3 a turn. Okay, going to start
Yep,
upkeep
so-
on Surveil 3.
This was a card that definitely added a lot to the deck, the Otherworldly Gaze, where you can look at the top 3 cards of your library and then put them into your graveyard so you can give yourself a Dredger if you don't have one. It's like we found a Narco Amoeba off the top of the library, and Spike falls to 11.
And I don't think Kenneth found a Dredger off of that
No.
either.
But he got 3 cards closer, right?
Yep. Let's see if just 4 power on the board is going to be enough. I mean, Spike is already down to 10.
Down to 10, has no board presence. Ledger Shredder will be able to block, but it's gonna trade most likely. I guess he could put a counter on it right away and at least give himself a roadblock. There you go. Does have the
There
bobble.
we go. Ledger Shredder, Bobble. Finds a Breach.
Finds a breach. Needs to discard a non-land card if he wants to be able to block with this and let it live through. Or he'd always just block the Narco Amoeba. This card's Expressive Iteration. One of my favorite cards. That card
Man.
is so strong.
Solid card.
Taking a peek to see if he's dead. And passing back. So he did give the Ledger Shredder a 4th point of power, which makes it a good roadblock against the 3/1. Really just stemming the tide so that he can go for the breach that's in his hand is probably the important thing right now. I would doubt that this Ledger Shredder gets in anytime soon.
I think Spike has Breach and Surveillance in hand.
It's a big deal. Especially with the Ledger Shredder able to draw.
Yeah. Got a 3rd Tome Scour for Kenneth.
Did find another Stinkweed Imp there.
Coming in for 3.
I can't imagine you don't block. I guess Dark Blast
Yeah,
is the
Dark
reason
Blast.
to block. Say hello, Ten Grace. Hello, Ten Grace. Dark Blast,
we get
yeah.
rid of the V, or
Called it. Oh, but
depends on the day.
you might get another counter here, and the Dark Blast not be enough.
Yeah,
Tricks.
man.
That's a
We
blowout.
got combat tricks.
That's a blowout. I wonder if Spike considered not blocking for a minute so that his opponent didn't think about the fact that it was going to get a counter, because that felt like a snap block. Because if it was a lightning axe, you would have just killed it and pushed the damage
Yeah,
through.
100%. So we leave up something reactive.
Oh,
or
he's
getting
going.
in there. Getting in there.
Well, after you got the 3 power off the field, you're
Yep.
not under a lot of pressure.
Just gonna
Still sitting on
pass.
2 lands again.
Yep.
All right, can Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Let's see how good or bad this goes.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
Creeping Chill is going to bring back 2 of the Silver Smoke, and that's going to bring back multiple prized amalgams.
Yep.
Spike has a turn, probably.
Yeah, gonna need to find something. I'm wondering I don't know if you could full combo it with just if you went breach into surveillance next turn, but I think you'd have to find a third land regardless.
At minimum, you need a third land. I think he needs at least 2 turns just because the 2 things cost.
Right.
It looks like we have a spell pierce again out of Spike here. The card that Kenneth played there was an interesting one that I had not seen before. It was a Hearth Elemental / Stroke of Genius. Just discard your hand and draw 2 cards.
Okay. Not something you want the Dredge player to be doing?
No, you definitely don't want them to do that for 2 mana. I think the legacy one was blue. It was like Windfall. Just discard your hand and draw that many -1.
Yep.
That was the. All right, so we're gonna start with consider. Land into the graveyard.
Finds another spell pierce. Has a third land. Definitely has breach. Not sure what the last card in his hand is.
Oh, it's the Thoughtbound Phantasm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So does not have the surveillance in hand.
Did Kenneth just not return the ghouls after
That's what I
creeping
was
chill?
thinking.
I wasn't paying attention. We were talking about other things.
He tried to. He played the. He got his spell countered and then maybe just forgot to put the zombies back into play.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Because he definitely hit a creeping chill after the stinkweed imp. And Ebert finds the graveyard hate. Looks like he hit an ox out. We're gonna start the turn with Dark Blast, dredging 3.
So found an Archimedes, which will trigger the prized amalgams again. I still don't know why the Silver Smoke ghouls didn't come back.
He may have just forgot.
Maybe. That's a
a big deal would be
one.
swinging for a lot of damage here.
That's a really tough one. So in response to the Narcomedia trigger that would have put it into play, Spike sacrifices the Soul Guide Lantern.
Even might be able to get this one.
Oh yeah, from this point it looks like he's likely to take it. He's got
Shredder's going to be tagging for 4 or 5 this turn.
Maybe we'll get an explanation at some point for what happened there. Maybe we missed something. Maybe there was only one, and
he may have just forgot after getting his card draw spell pierce.
We've all made mistakes. It happens.
And there's Underworld Breach.
Couple treasures left over from here. It's
Oh, I know. Oh, you're fine. Thank you.
likely that Spike wins, but Kenneth will make him do it.
I mean, it's game 3.
Yeah,
might as well.
Always. Oh no, he changed his
Okay,
mind.
never mind.
And Spike takes it down. 2-1 versus Dredge. I love the winner logo that pops up here. Really awesome.
Great addition.
That was fun. Fun to watch. Two interesting decks. Once again, we're here at the Hunter Burton Memorial Open. We'll be here all weekend long. We would love for you guys to come out and support the cause, which is Gaming to Prevent Suicide. If you are ever in a place that you need to talk to someone, 988 is a number that you can dial to get help. That's on the screen all weekend long. It's very important to us. And if you care about this issue like we do, we would love to see you this year or next year. This is year 10. We'll be back for year 11, I'm sure. And we'll be back in just a few moments with round 2 of the Hunter Burton Memorial Open.